right, so we're riding around having a good time, not using a ROKFORM mount, using a RAM mount for some reason. Oh, were we scraped? Whoa! Oh no! How terrible would it be if there was like a tiger down there? Whew. That was kind of a long way down, yeah. And then hopefully the bike didn't land on him. Now we're underwater. Now what happened though? What happened? Let's go back just a little bit. Went over the left lane. We weren't set up. Now what happened? Why did we get freaked out right here? We hit that apex super early. See, look at the turn keeps going. So the turn right here looks like a normal turn. So we're going, having a ton of fun. It's just an easy 90-degree and wide sweeping arcing turn. We're gonna do this nice sweeping arcing turn. Oh shoot, I was speeding up and there's another turn coming up. Woo! We have a big problem. Big problem. I wish we had, a phone on our dash to show that there's this other crazy turn coming up. You know what I mean? That's why I like having my ROKFORM. I mean, he's got a RAM mount. You just put your phone. Just put your phone there with GPS going. Use the ROKFORM. Whew. That's what we use here at the DanDanTheFireman crew. Grab yourself a ROKFORM mount, 25% off if you use the link in the description. But I like using it for the GPS because it's going to let me know there's something coming up ahead. I play a lot of video games. I grew up on video games. Having that GPS, playing, Gran Turismo back in the day. Knowing what's coming up. Okay? Knowing what's coming up is very important. I like that. It lets me know what's happening. But yeah, I think he anticipated that this turn right here was this right here. That's all it was. And then all of a sudden, oh crap. There's more to the turn. It looks like it disappears. The road disappears. I got to straighten it up and apply the brakes. It was a panic now. And now we're going to get up to here. Oh man. And that's a no bueno situation. Easily damage you can get a concussion easily, break your spine, or at least break some of the spinal processes off. Those little things on the end of your spinal cord. Yeah, easily. Imagine getting knocked unconscious and dying in 2 inches of water. It happens. You only need like 2 inches of water to kill yourself. Unconscious now. Let's say that. Easily. We're riding around having a good time. Oh, a little bit on the lean. Okay, slow down. We got another lean. Oh, a lot of lean on that one. That's a low side. Oh, all right. So we're going a little bit too fast in these corners for our abilities.
Did you get hurt? No, I'm fine.
He's got full gear.
I'm fine.
Dude, you okay?
Hands, everything? I'm fine.
Look at his. Oh, this one's gonna be interesting. So we're gonna get to this spot. We're riding around. I want you to take a quick look at the guy up front. His lean angle. Okay, he's gonna be really far to the side. So we're like this, right? This is the straight up and down. He is like really far down. Now, that means you have barely any contact on those tires. If you get towards the edge. Now, tires on motorcycles are rounded for a reason. That way you have the same contact patch all the way on each side. But the problem is when you get further and further and further down, you're starting to put some different kinds of forces on it because you're trying to turn at the same time and lean, and there's just way too much going on. Way too much going on. So right here, watch this. Just way too much, okay? So we need to start utilizing some more body position. And what happens there, when you use body position, instead of putting the bike down like this, so the bike is super low, or even pushing the bike down like you're doing some counter steering, what you're doing is you're getting the, let's go ahead and do this. You're getting the body down so the bike is more upright. You see how my hands are like this instead of like this? You're keeping the bike more upright. You're utilizing a lot of that suspension, okay? Utilizing a lot of that suspension. Right here, too fast could be a cause. Too fast could be a factor. Just poor body positioning, poor skill. So maybe a new rider could be a factor on this. So too much speed, new rider, not enough skill. So how do we minimize a lot of that stuff? If you don't have a lot of skill, so you either slow it down with no skill, have a lot of skill, and you can pick up the speed or whatever you want to do, or you can have, here's the third option that I like to use, have as much skill as you want, get as much as you can, and still go the speed limit. You see? You see how that goes? So I like to reduce my risk by having a lot of skill and reduce a lot of factors involved. So he kind of went super far. Now, we're not prepped for this next turn. And you see all those chevrons. It's going to tell you, hey, we got sharp turns up ahead. And we're going really hard on that turn. Really hard on that turn. All it takes is a little bit of a traction reducer, which is going to be gravel, leaves, snow, rain, poor pavement, bad tires, low tread, low PSI, high PSI, not the right PSI. You got to have that Goldilocks. There's so many different factors that could take just enough for you to low side. And this is what it is. It's a low side. Lost traction, just slid underneath. There it is. Now, thankfully, he's not hurt too bad. I want you to take a look at his left cuff when he's standing.
No.
Because that's where he landed.
Yeah? Yes,
So look at his left cuff. Okay. The reason why I'm able to point out the left side quite a bit, because we talk about mechanism of injury on this channel all the time. Mechanism of injury. So the mechanism here is he fell to the left side, so you're going to have that abrasion across the left side, and also the impacts on the left side typically. Right here is the abrasion. So that right there, all that tearing of cordura, aramid fibers, which is going to be like Kevlar, very abrasion resistant, very much more than your skin. And look what it did to that. Just this part right here. You'd be down right there in that spot. You don't have a lot of flesh, so you're gonna grind your wrist bones, your carpals. You're gonna grind them down easily with that. So make sure you wear gear. That probably saved him a hospital visit. All this gear probably saved him a hospital visit on it.
You okay?
hands, everything? I'm fine.
Let's see if we can take a look at his pants on that last frame. Yeah, and he didn't buy a Cardo. That could have been it. That's a Cena. Hey, they're all good. They're all pretty good. I like the Cardo because of the ease of use. I don't see any other damage. Maybe on that elbow. I don't see much more. So I think his gear looks pretty good.
Tell you that got my blood pumping. Oh shit! I'm awake. You good, babe?
You know I love having my phone on the handlebars so I can see what turns are coming up utilizing my GPS. The best way I think you could do that is using the ROKFORM mount. I use it for my mountain bike, the little FTRs, and then also the big boy FTR that I ride. And guys, links in the description for a discount. Check it out. You're gonna like it, and I'll be seeing you around.
Cinco de Mayo, si no sabe. Oh wow. Hi. All right. I just fulfilled something that my fucking mom did. She fucking wrecked her car oogling over some dude. I just almost did that with my bike. I saved it.
I told her put it in my face.
Alright, so moving on with this rider. So intersections, automatic orange stage. Okay, automatic orange stage. We're supposed to give way. Looks like we're supposed to... So we're gonna go. Oh. What's the pattern there, everybody? What? Stacks, welcome back, baby. What's the pattern? What's the pattern that we just saw right there? Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Let's go back just a little bit. So intersection, automatic orange state, so you're kind of prepped and ready for anything. So take a quick look right here. This lane is moving. This lane, I know I kind of grabbed this guy right here, but that's not the person I'm grabbing. The right lane is not. So if the left lane is moving, the right lane is not, and there's an opportunity, exactly, Chris Bryan, open lane, they want into. You already said it. They want to get in because that lane is moving and theirs isn't. If you're in that lane that's stuck and stopped and you see an open spot, you're going to go for it too. So if you know that and you're going into that dangerous area, you should be in orange stage. So you're covering those brakes. You're prepped and ready for anything, finding escape routes, positioning for safety, locate hazards, adapt to hazards, navigate threats if you had to. Just realize you're getting into a dangerous area. Just kind of wait until somebody does something, but creep along, get going. And then when you're out of the harm's way, go ahead and get going. Go back in yellow stage. So right here, you don't know what's happening. So what is a good escape path? You know, if this person comes in, which they do, you know, they're going to do it. A good escape path is we're going here. Oh, crap. And do that. Cars can't do that. We can. Now, once you get to that, so if this car comes out and you're like, I'm going to go this way. Oh, crap. You get over here and then you get back in your lane. Okay, not that vehicle will be gone by the time you get to there. So that right there is what I want you guys doing. So don't be too concerned about being mad at people. Just know what you can do to get yourself out of harm's way. That is literally the biggest thing. You need to get yourself out of harm's way first, and then you can complain. You can't be complaining when you're in the hospital. So get yourself out of harm's way, then complain. Okay? All right? All right. That's considered complaining to me. Rev bombing is considered complaining. Now we can complain. Get yourself out of the escape path. Because look, the escape path ends because you have now that grass and curb. So we're over here. Get yourself out of the escape path because it's ending. Then complain. All right, so we're going to be riding in this big group ride now. This is more like a mob ride. Okay, there's a little difference. Big problem is we're not using a ROKFORM mount. Make sure you use a ROKFORM mount. Lane filtering all over the place. Don't know what to do when something bad happens. Now, why do you think that rider was stopped there? Think about that. Why do you think that rider decided to stop in the middle of the intersection? Class, I want to know why. Man, that food smells good. Why do you think that rider stopped in the middle of the intersection? What is a typical thing that happens with big group rides? All right, I'll just tell you. There's going to be somebody stopping traffic. People are going to be stopping traffic. They're gonna try to stop any traffic coming. Because look, take a quick look. We're all taking left turns. It's a red light. Okay, we can't be doing that. It's turning yellow, so it's gonna turn red. Okay, so that means red light for everybody that we're going. Oh, that means green light is gonna go that way. Okay, so we're gonna have somebody stop right here and be like, no, you guys can't go. Okay, so you typically on a pre-ride, and not a pre-ride, a pre-planned ride, something that's an actual event, you're going to have people actually designated, maybe even have permits to have cops block traffic and a few other things. Now, on a big group ride like this, a big mob ride like this, there's typically not any permits. There's not going to be any type of crowd control, traffic control, any type of official anything. So you're going to have just people do it. And it's going to make a lot of other motorists angry. So when you see somebody stop in an intersection, though, if you're ever a part of this, now, like I said, all I care about is your guys' safety. So if you see somebody stop right there, realize they're trying to block traffic. Don't follow them. You go. They'll get to the back of the line. And then with a mob ride, they're going to try to get to the front of the line again. So be very careful with that stuff. I don't participate in group rides like this because of that reason. So there they go. He stops right there. He's going to try to block all this traffic. This person's following, and we're following. So once again, just like in any group ride, just like in any ride at all, if you're riding by yourself and you're following a bunch of cars, you're not riding your own ride. If you're in a group ride that's staggered and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're just following the person in front of you, you're not riding your own ride. This right here, not riding your own ride. So make sure you're always doing what you need to do. Finding escape paths, planning your ride, doing whatever you need to do, get yourself out of there, always have better vision. Don't focus on the rider in front of you, focus on the road in front of you. Just like if you're by yourself with an open road and nobody else, you need to start blocking people out that aren't needed to be paid attention to. So everyone here wasn't paying attention, easily collided, big problems. Moving on. We just watched a ton of close calls and crashes. Now, if this is something you like, please show it to me by clicking that like button and commenting down below. Now, here's the thing. You have to submit your own videos in order for this to happen. So if you want to, there's a link in the description for that. But go ahead and check out this video right here, and then maybe this one right here. This one's actually pretty dang good. I had a ton of fun with this one. I'll be seeing you guys around.